Good morning. What's up, everybody?
Morning.
Morning. What's up, my man, Alex?
How you doing, man?
How are you?
Living the dream.
Nice job out there. Everybody in here. Good morning, everybody. Got your morning sales coffee here. No coffee today. I got water, unfortunately. I had to get some coffee yet today.
Booga, booga.
Good morning.
There we go. Hydrate yourself. What's up, Sean?
What's up, Casey? How's it going, buddy?
Fantastic. What's up, everybody? I'm on my phone, so I can't really see everybody at once. See who's here. I got to see you guys. I got to see you. Get the cameras up. Otherwise, we'll do a conference call. Speakerphone. Good morning. Who do we got in the office there?
Casey looking at his stuff right now. Can you see us?
Yeah, you can see us.
What's up, guys? You guys are small. Who's in the office?
Me.
Is that Sheely?
Marina.
What's up, Gina? What's up, new folks? My name's Casey. I don't know some of you folks.
Help me.
Awesome. What's up, Gina? We got some late entries. Still joining here. Give it a second. How you doing, Natasha?
Good. How are you?
Great.
You got some fire for us, Casey?
Absolutely. You guys ready? I got some good stuff. Give it a second.
I've heard of it, actually.
And
How you doing?
Awesome. You guys ready? You guys ready to rip it?
I was gonna be like, Casey, you even live here at Core.
What's up, Vince? I can hear you guys. We got people still joining. Better late than never. We'll give it a second.
You said better late than never. I like your shades, Case. What kind of shades are those?
These were a steal, actually, for anybody that's a Costco member. These are polarized shades for $24 that I was very, very pumped about. Not too bad. They definitely feel like any Ray-Bans I've ever had.
I was gonna say I thought you were about to tell me some designer name right there.
Oh, you would think I still have my Gucci shades. I haven't lost them. I had going about 4 years on my shades. They're getting a little loose.
I need some new ones. Where do you think I should go?
I would get these for $24.
Where's gonna have the best deal?
Costco. Definitely best deal, and you could see phenomenally. They're like the ones that Tommy got at convention, the Maui gyms.
Yeah.
Kirkland brand. But we got some new folks on. You know what we wanted to do is hopefully you guys. I'm sure you have a couple questions. I'm going to open it up at the end. I'm going to rip through some notes that we have for you, and then open it up to a couple questions, and then we were going to finish it up. We're going to have Marissa go over a couple of things that helped her with her Witty Whiffy that everyone should have received. Either on your dashboard, from your manager, a Witty Whiffy. Anyone know what I'm talking about? Has anyone done their Witty Whiffy besides Marissa, myself? It's okay if you haven't. We're going to get these out to you. It's an email, and it stands for "What do you want for yourself?" Witty Whiffy. Basically, your goals, your whys, and just getting everything in alignment, with your life, with your core values, with your core beliefs, with your family, with your business. And that's what we're going to wrap it up with. Go over a couple points for you guys. Announcement, just some house cleaning stuff, guys. We have Fred and Natalie coming to our office this Monday, the 16th, and they're going to be taking the top 2 people for, what is it? Personal recruits. And then specifically DMs, right? It's going down in the DM. You guys send in your DMs today. It's got to be going down in the DM. 10 to 20. Copy and paste it. People you know. Keep it brief. Let them know, look, I had an unbelievable opportunity. My first key job is to make 2 hires rather than calling through, 100 resumes or 150 resumes that I have. I was hoping you knew maybe 1 or 2 people that were looking to make a lot of money, help a lot of people. You hit them with something like that. A lot of times they're going to say, what about me? What about me? Sounds like a fantastic opportunity. What about me? So top 2 for DMs, just try it. 10 to 20 per day, every single morning or anytime throughout the day, and get those names and numbers to your upline manager. And these are people that are going to be growing for your team, $750 a pop. 4 people in your pipeline, as soon as they get their agent number, that's like banking an extra $3,000. You could plan any vacation you want, down payment for any vehicle, just for sparking your business, building your team, of 4 people, which is huge. So, and you get to go to lunch with Fred and Natalie. If you never met Fast Freddie Hedaya, he's been with the company for so many years. He has 6-figure renewals. And he's a guy that you're going to want to learn from. We got some people still joining. So get some questions ready here. But when you win on personals, that's the cheat code. You heard it a million times. We say it all the time. When you win on personals, you win in business. You win in this company, and that's been a secret. You get to pick the people that you get to work with. You get to pick the people that you train, and that's just and to get your name out there with Fred and Natalie, our director. But send the DMs. What I have down here. Tracking your prezos. We're going to be doing October, November, December presentation tracker contest, so where we're going to get to your activity, 100 presentations. And getting the activity in on there. So something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Anyone sold a child rider ever? Anyone ever sold a child rider versus a Head Start? I was talking to someone yesterday and they had no idea how a child rider worked. So if you're brand new, number one, you're probably wondering a couple different avenues that you can get in, make some money, whether it's child safety, whether it's referral, any type of lead. Head Starts, everyone knows what a Head Start does, right? $5 or $10, guarantees their insurability. Watch the video, number one. Play the video for the Head Start in the e-app. If you're brand new, never watched that video. It explains it pretty nicely for you. You can play that for the client, talks about the guaranteed insurability, the 6 periods where they can increase that with 0 medical questions. And that's one of the reasons that a selling point with a Head Start program is guaranteeing their insurability. They have it forever, builds them cash. But let's say we're talking about add-ons to the presentation, whether you added on to 200,000 ADB, your waiver of premium, and for some reason Joe and Mary got their coverage, but the kids are not on there. Okay. How's a child rider work? Anybody know? You actually get all the children covered for one flat rate of $6.25. So if it's someone that maybe it wasn't in the budget to have $5 or $10 for each child or each grandchild, throw that child rider on there. And if you're brand new, it's on the left. The left column under A is where you select a child rider, and it gives $10,000 to each child. Another tip, please write this down. If you did not read the first few pages of the rate book, please do yourself a favor and read through each of our products. How a child rider works, when you can convert it. You can convert it up to age 22 with zero medical questions as well to $50,000 of their own permanent whole life coverage. So read about all the key features of all of our products and all of our programs that that really are going to be able to get you that extra sale or two, extra ALP on there, where we're adding these things to where you can actually give every kid 10,000 of coverage. Now, a larger family, you got 4, 5, 6 kids, that's $50,000, $60,000 worth of coverage, and it's not shooting their bill up. So when you bundle it together as part of the package, they don't have to know that it's $625 for each child, right? Or total, rather. Does that make sense to everybody? So, Head Starts are great because they have them forever. It guarantees their insurability. They can take it over. It builds them a guaranteed 4.5% interest, but the child riders, they have to convert those before the age of 22. Does that make sense, everybody? Any questions on any of the Head Start? And the Head Starts are always on the right side of the application, which is usually some confusion if you're relatively new, right? It's on the right side, C1, 2, and 3. And on the left side is going to be the child rider. So that's something that, talking to an agent yesterday, they had no idea how that worked. And I was like, wow. She's like, we got to get this out there. So I'm like, absolutely, I'll talk about that.
Casey, I got a really quick question for you. It's,
Absolutely.
simple question, but you obviously can't enroll a child rider unless they're under the age of 18, but then the conversion rate is 22. Or was that the?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they can, convert that with no medical questions. And that's why I said, just read in there. Also, for example, paycheck protection. That has to be converted. Oops. Here, see me? There we go. That has to be converted by when? Anybody know? Age 62. So if you're ever running POS and if they're 62 or 61 or even close to 58, 59, any age, you're going to build that up. Like, look, I'm glad your policy was flagged for review. I'm glad we went over this, because this is probably the last time you're going to have to convert this to permanent. And you're going to build it up, obviously, anytime you do a term conversion, you're building it up as well. Good job. That's what a lot of members were doing. You guaranteed your insurability. This covered your income protection. This covered the mortgage, children's needs, all these, but it was based on your age. And if you're anything like me, Joe, and I would say I use this a lot and I still use it. You could say this to a lot of people. If you're anything like me, Joe, you don't want to pay more than you have to. You can say that on the phone, because nobody wants to pay more than you have to, and your policy was flagged. So it's based on your age. So what you did, you put the RNC on this paycheck protection, which stands for what? Renewable and convertible. So on your drawing, you're building that stuff up like it was the greatest thing they ever did, that you're getting excited about it. You're having that enthusiasm. Like, I would kill them with this one. I would love it too. I would be like, look, did you know you guys put the RNC on this? And they're like, no, Case, what is the RNC? Tell me. They're like, it stands for renewable. And I would go back to my drawing or on your whiteboard, and then you're bringing that home. So, building that up. Some people lie about it. They're like, yeah, I knew I put that on there. Yep. See, I knew they had no idea what it was. Buyers can be liars, though. But selling the package, guys, is something that we want to go towards, the direction. If you don't have we're going to set a goal to have your accident and health license. I would set a goal by January, get that added on there. So you can add the extra hospital income, add it to the bundle, makes it less replaceable. And I believe they're going to make a 10 unit A71,000. I bet someone's like A71. What's an A71? We're talking POS talk now. So you may have a POS. What's A71? You want to know this because you could have a union lead, you could have a referral, and you could walk in or zoom in to a POS appointment. So you want to know what's an A71 policy?
Is that I can't remember if that's the medical or the emergency room one?
Hospital indemnity?
That one.
You want to explain that the A71 it's an accident policy. So this is a good topic for today too, is you want to be able to explain this because some people only have this POS. They never got their freedom of choice, right? So the A71, it'll say a number next to it. It's an accident policy. It'll say 200 or 300 or 500, right? What does that mean?
That's how much they're getting per day if they are accidentally hospitalized, whether it's ICU, ER. If it's different, it's different amount of pay per day, right? If it's worse, I'm sure they get more money.
Bump, bruise, bee sting, any accident. No, it's not more. You're exactly right. If it's 200, they're going to get $200 per night. They're in the hospital due to an accident. ER visit, any emergency visit, you cut it in half, and that's basically for the copay deductible. So if it's 500, they're going to get 250 for the ER. And if they were in there for 10 nights, Joe, 10 nights, your family's going to have $5,000 coming right to your family, tax-free, as if you were still there. And that's, that's a huge benefit to where, side note, one thing that's not covered is a hernia. If anyone ever asks you, the one thing, it could be literally any type of accident, obviously not a heart attack for the A71, or if they're in there for, COVID or something, that's not going to be an accident, obviously. So you help them, and you might even have some money coming to you. My buddy Andrew Wagner is SGA in North Carolina. He got the largest A71 claim in New York State history. He got a gentleman $97,000 from his A71 policy. The guy didn't even know he had it. Yep. He had the policy and he was in the hospital for that terrible accident. Obviously, if you're in the hospital that long, end up getting out eventually, made the claim, got him a $97,000 check. I'm getting the A71. It could be $4 a month. Tommy should have had it. He would have had an extra $500 when he was water skiing. You could sell cancer coverage, cancer lump sum cancer benefits upon the first diagnosis. They pay you for any type of cancer other than skin, I believe. Is there a question, Indira?
Yeah. So did you say that was only for POSs? POS.
I'm sorry.
Did you say that was only for POS?
What? Only what was for
A71 policy?
Well, the time that you'll have to really know it is when you're explaining a POS to them, or you could walk into a client's home and have to explain it to them. It's a walk-in POS. But yeah, you're going to know, you'll see A71, and yeah, that's when you're running POS typically, when you're going over this and explaining it to them. But if you get your life accident health license, we're able to enroll these members into the hospital income, which is an accident policy. Side note, it
Okay.
also comes with an additional AD&D benefit, which is a minimum, I believe it's 60,000 typically, no matter what type of accident. Any car accident, it's 80. And then any common carrier, bus, taxi, boat, cruise ship, $100,000. So that's built in AD&D benefit. And also if they lose a limb as well, things like that, there's all these things built into that, that policy. So when that's all lumped under, they don't have to know that it's $7 a month, but when you sell it as a whole package with the free, it's phenomenal. And it really with the paycheck and the mortgage and the permanent protection, but at least being able to explain it. The max you can do is 500 now if you do have your A71 license, which is a 500 unit, which means 200 for ER, 500 per night that you're in the hospital. Okay. So yeah, definitely, would be nice to get those set a goal, whether it's January, November, October, to get that extra license added down the road. And, but also, know about all of our programs. Read the first 2 pages of the rate book, please. Like I said, that's going to help you out. Some small
Casey, the
details.
name of that license we need to look into is the emergency medical license, insurance license?
I believe it's life, accident, and health.
Life accident, okay.
It's adding accident and health to your life only license.
Okay.
And it's probably like a shorter, shorter test.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's see here. So make sure you guys, side note again, log in to your ICM every Thursday. And if you're new, you're like, what's ICM? Get with your manager. That way you're able to track any business that maybe fell off for any reason, anything that happened on your advance report or a deal from 8 months ago that may not be affecting your retention. Something silly, they might have changed bank accounts and they forgot to call you. So if something comes off, a lot of times they always had the phone number on ICM. Why do you think they attached the phone number on the advance reports? So you could call them immediately when that falls off and figure out exactly what happened. Get them on the schedule. It's easier than ever to reschedule somebody, because with Calendly, it saves every meeting you ever had, their email and name and everything. So you just type it in. Usually you're able to shoot that right out to them if you need to get them rescheduled for any reason, or but that's that's huge. Check your ICM, make sure you're able to log in there. Have a goal at 80% plus retention. If we're talking about ICM, checking your advance every single week and getting those back on, reinstatements, reopens, having an 80 plus % retention. That's going to max out. That's why you see these new agents getting $1,000, $2,000 quality. You guys want to run a profitable business, and all these moving parts, solidification, the thank you notes, the picture, always answering the phone call when they call you immediately. So sometimes new agents will be like, I don't want to answer or something, and be like, but you have to just answer it immediately. And they probably just had a silly question. If your client's calling you back or something, maybe handle it immediately. Because I've seen probably 5 or 10 times in my experience, agents never called this client back. All they had was a silly phone call and they got upset. You're like, if you didn't call me over this question, if something happened to me, they're wondering the service that they're going to have, right? So no areas of lost business. Keep excited about it. We did anyone get the book How I Raised Myself from a Failure in Sales, the one they talked about in that referral workshop? We started reading it. Brittany got it, and it's pretty cool. He talked about the first chapter. They called this guy, they called him lazy. He was a baseball player, I think he was in like Johnstown, actually. Javon should get it. Talks about Johnstown. I think that's where he's from. But yeah, he talks about they called him lazy. This baseball player, and he took it to heart. He went to bat the next day. He transferred from Pennsylvania over to Chester, which is outside of Philly, for their baseball team. It's years ago, and he changed his whole game by just adding on crazy enthusiasm. Whether it was running around the bases for him, whether it was talked about even getting a foul ball, or he got possessed. They end up calling him Joey. Was it like Pep or something? I don't have my notes on it, but just going off the top, it was they end up calling him Joey Pep because he was so much enthusiasm. End up changing the game and took his baseball career really to the next level. He went being from nothing to top of the league. So just with that extra enthusiasm, excitement, getting excited about it. So we can take that into your presentation, because if they're on Zoom, sometimes you got to move around a bit, sometimes to keep their attention. Like, you guys there, because people, they're going to be looking at their phone. They're going to be over here. You got to get up to the board, do a dance for them if you have to. Clap, Joe, in the same page, keep their attention, get them laughing. They buy you ultimately. They can call up any State Farm office. They can call up any and get some coverage, but they're buying you guys. So give them that extra service, make a friend, make a sale, give them the enthusiasm, give them the extra effort, the extra joke, the extra smile, all that stuff is gonna, the donut thing. I mean, in-homes, I'm 100% on in-homes this year. I don't think I never not sold an in-home, especially on a Sunday. It's like a guaranteed sale. You have an in-home on a Sunday with donuts, I don't know how you cannot sell these people. It got to be impossible. Sunday afternoon, donuts, referral off a sale. That's the way you can just guarantee some nice sales. If you run two or three presentations a week, I'd book them Sunday afternoon, all referrals off sales. You can probably outright a lot of people just by working a few hours Sunday afternoon. But yeah, that's banking the referrals is huge. Everyone's getting them in the impact. It looks like a lot more. And, our new agents are taking off with the referrals. I know Brittany on our team, she was getting like 15 the other day on 2 sits, 10 off of a nice family. So, birds of a feather flock together. You guys know this. And if you're sitting with a nice family with kids and they're in that's the family that you want to get a lot of referrals from, because they're going to send you to more sales, just like the one that you came from. And leapfrogging it, the numbers, 90% off a referral. Talked about it last time. Taking the time, roll those 2 extra referrals. Keep your goals in front of you. Convention. Anyone qualify? Anyone know you qualified? If you just are starting, it's 86.5. You know that, but know your number for convention. Check your advance, your ICM every single week, because we want to take everybody to Vegas this year. Nobody's missing Caesar's Palace. Can't miss that one. Write it on your board. Write it on your Post-it note. Write it on your wall. Spray paint it on your wall. Maybe not, but maybe don't do that. But have it in front of you. And take somebody you care about, somebody you want to start your business with, your spouse, your significant other, a friend. Show them an unbelievable time and they're going to have your back. And you'll never miss a convention once you get up there, man. It's going to be unbelievable for you guys. So let's get a couple questions and we'll send it over to Marissa to send us home with some witty whiffy tips for us. What do you got, guys? advanced questions, reinstatement, income, ICM, any type of question.
How about you go over the, just real quick for some of the new agents I got on here, real quick, the commission levels for whole life, preferred, executive, and select, just real quick.
The whole, who's saying that?
Matt,
Matt, yeah. If you check the ARC, Matt, all the commission schedules are on there. So you can go to agent login and, you know, for the commission schedules, you're going to max out selling 30,000 whole life,
yeah,
paycheck protection, ADB, all the whole package. You're going to max out for the client's going to have more, God forbid anything were to happen to them. And you're going to max out your commission. Obviously select life, 35%. That's the lowest. Executive and select, it's like we're passing the value. It's costing our families, you know, rather it's like we're sending Joe to Costco, but it's costing your future child renewals, half your renewals. And so, I mean, the package is going to be less replaceable when you're selling freedom of choice, permanent guaranteed 30,000 whole life protection. When you're selling the paycheck protection, 200,000 ADB, college education fund, debt, savings. When you're selling the entire package and add the hospital income, all these things, it's going to be irreplaceable. And it's going to have way more value selling the concept. And I always love the package because I started with the 2-job, guys. I am a 2-job. I love it. I could just do it on the board, the whiteboard, a piece of paper. They say yes every time. And I almost prefer that to anything is the 2-job. Especially, I can think of a couple great ones I had a year or two back, operating engineers making $95 an hour. And they sent me to catch-up program, sent me to all their $95 an hour friends. You know what I'm saying? Some 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, setting that aside for, you know, for your family. And they pick the enhanced job every single time. So you can add it in there by doing it on your board, adding it to your pie chart. Like you can keep your presentation the same and kind of flip it to where you're doing the hour power concept, to where 1 or 2 hours you're giving it to them and then taking it. And either way, they're going to tell you that $17 an hour or $20 or $37 an hour, if they make 41 hours or if they make 39 hours, either way, not going to make too much difference either way, right? Of course not. So they'd hate to show you something you really wanted and needed, Joe, but couldn't swing, is why they set it aside for just the 1 or 2 hours. Perfect. So, and it makes sense. They told you that they can afford it before you get into it. And it's, you know, a little bit more real than, well, you know, I do like the, you know, national average 3 to 5%. Sometimes I would also show them their income on my calculator right on the Zoom. So this is the national recommendation, 5%. Is this comfortable? Should we adjust it a bit? Okay, perfect. Comfortable. Is something we used to say is Kiefer, and I think it was from Grant Cardone. When it came to the proposal, we would say, is this comfortable for you, Joe? Or should we increase your freedom of choice? We increase your permanent coverage. Oh no, that's comfortable. Perfect. Because they're not gonna, most people aren't gonna be like, yeah, bump me up to the 200K. Some will, right? Let's hope. Some people just pick A and you're like telling them you're just trying to get them not to pick A, right? But those people, I mean, you know, you have a gut. Every client's different. I mean, we had a guy making 15 grand. It's different from someone making 2,000 a month. So change, you know, be smart, use your gut, do a needs analysis, and that does the job for you. But having the concept to where you're comparing currently, you're making 687 a week, but we have your enhanced job 670, pretty close to the same, but we're getting all these additional benefits. They pick it just like it said on the top of the sheet, which job would you take? And they pick it, and it just allows you a really easy way to assume the sale and just get into page 2, qualify them, and get into their options to where you can do a 2 job. Some people get confused. You can do a 2 job and still ABC the 2 job. Does that make sense? To where you're having your 30, 200 accidental, paycheck protection, but different levels on the ABC. But it's just a great transition. It literally sells itself. They pick it every time. But both ways are phenomenal. We have some great presentations with the needs analysis and generating leads, guys. Even if you're sending DMs on Facebook, people generate leads to where you can offer someone a no-cost needs analysis or a discount card or the child safety kits just through a couple extra DMs. I mean, you will literally be able to help people that way. Not that we have to do that as much. I'd probably more stick to the DMs for recruiting, but it's definitely possible to network and generate some quality families that need your programs that you'll be able to help them with very, very quickly. So you guys have any other questions for me before I turn it over to some witty whiffy, some goal stuff, and get you guys on your merry way today? Got one more question. I know someone has a question. They're just not asking it. Anybody? New folks, question about all right, guys. Well, let me know if you need anything. I'm going to turn it over to Marissa. She's going to give us some tips that helped her out this past week and I thought was huge. And even if you take one small thing and implement it to get your why out in front of you and start crushing some of your goals, helping more families and help grow in your team, help grow in your business, grow in your family, get the stuff out in front of you. So I hope that helped you guys a little bit today with anything. If you need anything, let me know. Have a great one. Sorry, I'm on my phone doing a little bit traveling today, but we're heading to Texas here on Sunday. So we're going to be able to bring you guys back some good stuff from the home office and have another record-breaking month, guys. So crush it. Let me know if you need anything. Anyone have any other questions? Awesome. Thanks, guys. All right, Marissa. Something about Marissa. She's so coachable, and she does everything the right way with a smile. She's someone that even if she's having a rough week, a slump, she'll come to me, and usually it's just to attack the numbers. Sure enough, comes right ahead, comes out right to the next side from any adversity with a smile. So I want to give her give you guys some tips that I think will definitely help somebody today. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Marissa.
Awesome. Thanks, Casey. Wow, what an intro. Okay, awesome. So nice to see you guys. If I haven't met you yet, my name's Marissa. I'm on Casey's team. I'm an SA. I've been here for a little bit now. I wanted to touch on a couple things. Mind, body, spirit was huge for me, something that I really was not practicing myself. I feel like we always preach mind, body, spirit. The leaders always preach mind, body, spirit, but no one really exactly tells you how to implement that into your daily schedule, because we're always taught to go, 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 which we definitely should be. We need to be hammering to the wall. We need to grind right now because we're in our first year, first couple months. However, we need to take care of ourselves. So the first thing that I want to go over is the Witty Whiffy. Has anybody not gotten the Witty Whiffy to their email? All right, we got Noah. That's it. Okay. Noah, if you want to DM me your email, I can send it over to you. There's a sample Witty Whiffy I'm actually going to pull up and share for you guys. Just a couple tips here and there, but this is huge. Oh, shoot. Post disabled.
I got you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Perfect. All right. I'm going to share this up for you guys. Can everyone see that okay? All right, beautiful. So basically this is obviously Witty Wiki. So this is what do you want for yourself? Essentially kind of mapping out your why, because while we know that this is all a mental game, we need to have our why in front of us, or it's going to make it really easy for us to quit on the days that it's not going very well. I know that I have struggled so much in the past, but one of the things that I wasn't doing that really I could have been helping myself with is having a plan. Having something in front of me that I could actually physically see with my eyes instead of just being like, I need to write 4K because I just want to write 4K. Like that's just not going to work, So you definitely need to make sure that you can actually write this all out for yourself. So the first thing is personal goals. And again, this is the sample. So this is not like mine personally, but this is just what was sent to me. So a couple of things here, family, friends, spiritual. So that all goes along with like mind, body, spirit. Mind, starting the day out with something that's motivational is huge. Our leaders put that motivational video in the group me for a reason. Like we need to be exercising our mind and actually listening to that every morning. It's going to start your day out right. I know for me, like I now just started going on like morning walks with my dog, and that's what I listen to when I'm going on my morning walk. And I'm like, okay, like I'm getting in a groove, just making sure that your mind is strong obviously is huge, because if you don't have that mental toughness, your presentation, and everything is just basically going to fall apart piece by piece. Okay. Another thing is health. That is huge for me. I know personally, there was a while when I was not working out. And of course that was aligning with the time that I was not writing business. So, taking care of your body is so important, you guys. Just having some type of movement every day. If you don't want to be, lifting heavy weights in the gym, that's totally cool. Like go on a walk, like go, like I just picked up rowing. It's like one of the hardest things I've ever done. Something that you can do just to be able to get your mind right and get everything set. I don't know if you guys knew this, you guys probably do. I don't know if any of you guys are runners, but cardio endurance is really, really, really good for obviously just overall body health, but also for your mind. The hippocampus, that's actually associated with memory and learning, and that increases in volume when you are exercising. So obviously we want to make sure that we can remember those closes. We can remember what our leaders are telling us so that, if you get hit with something in a presentation, you'll be able to be like, oh, Vince just went over this in our workshop. Like I'll be able to spit this really quick, right? Something that really hit home for me was when I was talking with Javon a couple of weeks ago. Mind, body, spirit came up in conversation. He said that when he doesn't make himself go to the gym, he's disrespecting himself. And I was just like, whoa, like that's so huge. It's like you deserve, like, obviously to be as healthy as you can be, to be the best version of yourself. And that's what we need to be. And this job is so humbling because it teaches you, we basically build you from the ground up, right? So you need to take care of your mind, you definitely need to take care of your body, and just be disciplined, So it all starts with the implementation, right? But you have to have a plan. So when I was filling this out for myself, I made a workout split for myself. So fortunate enough, like I get to go to Michigan. My significant other has his grandfather lives in Michigan, so sometimes we go there for the weekend. So I plan out, if I know that I'm going to be going there that weekend, I'm planning out exactly what I'm going to be doing every single day, and I follow it to a T. So, and I was never really the type of person that would always follow a schedule before, but in this business, you need to do that. There's just no other way really to be successful. You can't just like wake up and just be like, oh, I think I'm going to make calls from 8 to 10 and then maybe I'll have lunch, and it's just not going to work. So having a plan, implementing it is huge. So this can look like different things for everybody. But also another thing with personal goals would be, obviously you need to feed your spirit. So faith is a huge part of that for me. I know that on the days that is they're not going not going so hot. If I made 150 calls, not one person picked up, or if I had 7 appointments set and I got no-showed every single time, obviously that's going to be a really tough thing to come back from. But I know that God's going to take care of me. And I know that I can't keep doing the right things and end up with the wrong result. It's just impossible. So, and faith will give you patience. So that's what I rely on. Like, I rely on God just to, do the heavy lifting for me, other than obviously me putting in the effort. Like, you got to give them something to work with, right? Like, you have to make sure that you're doing the key activities that are going to be making you successful. But if it doesn't work out from time to time, like, that's just part of the business. Okay. Now, business goals. Of course, we definitely want to make sure that we're staying on track with this. Get with your leaders. If you guys want to be in leadership, definitely need to have a plan. Like, you can't just hop into leadership and then just go willy-nilly, right? So having set goals, like one of those goals for me was making sure that I can increase my referral activity. I historically have been collecting a lot of referrals, but I was maybe too scared to call them. Like, I don't know what it was, but it was my mental objection. And of course, that goes back to the body. I wasn't taking care of my body. I was eating shitty food. I just wasn't taking care of myself. And I would like come up with all these excuses about why I shouldn't call this lead when it's a free lead. And something that Edgar told me yesterday is that your referrals don't get beat up. They're in your impact. They're not in anybody else's. So what, maybe if they don't answer for that first week, just take a step back, give it a break, call them the next week. They're not getting any other calls from anybody else because it's your lead and your lead only. So definitely use those to your advantage. Also for business goals, again, like I said, if you do want to be in leadership, just want to make sure that you have a set plan of how many calls you need to make, how many dials you need to have in order to get all of those appointments set. Having the dials to set appointments, to contact, like all of that matters. So we all say this is a numbers game. You need to know your numbers. Knowing the ALP that you typically make on average per sale, that's all going to lead to you getting promoted and obviously becoming GA, MGA, and then hopefully our GA, maybe SGA one day. So definitely super important. Self-development goals. Again, this is going to look like something different for everybody, but I know that I want to learn Spanish. Not that I want to take away anything from anybody else, but I know that I want to add value to myself. So if I can teach myself Spanish, if I can become fluent, I won't have to give up all of my Spanish leads. I can keep them for myself, and then it just makes me more profitable and me more valuable, and then that makes me more valuable to my team. And, if my trainees get a Spanish lead, like, well, we can just run that together because I'm your SA. So definitely super important, but all comes back to like mind, body, and spirit. So I know that, again, we all have crazy schedules. I know that for me personally, I need at least 6 hours of sleep every day, or else I'm going to be extremely irritable. I get really anxious. I have, a history of mental illness. So anxiety is huge for me. And if I don't get enough sleep and I'm not taking care of myself, it's all going to go downhill. Okay. I know that, maybe not everybody has that kind of stuff going on, but I know it definitely does come up, especially in a job or in a career that it's performance based. So something just about the schedule, something that I always fit in my whole schedule. I fit in, I bought this huge planner, but I went from having no planner to getting this like 20-pound planner. But I have every single hour I am doing something. Every half hour, I know what I need to do. And at the end of the day, like I have my today's top 3, like I know that my goal for me today is protect at least 2 families. I need to make sure that I can take care of my dog, obviously, and then, making at least 150 calls, collecting 20 referrals on average, per day. So just knowing exactly what you need to do every day, but sometimes you need to take a step back to figure out how you can move forward, and that's okay. I know that, a lot of us are running 7 days, 6 days, or whatever your schedule may be. I know a lot of you guys are parents too, so it's hard, but, just take some time for yourself and just, basically map out exactly what you want and what you want to do. So that's why we have this Witty Whiffy, because it actually outlines your goals and what the actual goal is, obviously, and then all of the things that you need to do to achieve the goal. And that way you can go over this with your leader, and then they can basically do progress checks with you and say, okay, well, this is what your goal was, but we're doing this. So where do we need to improve? Like, what do we need to adjust? But it all comes back for me, for my planner. So I know for me, like mind, body, spirit, I have, I may, that might be too much time, but I know for me, 2 hours is my time. I have 2 hours in the middle of my day because I started intermittent fasting again. I just feel a lot more energetic. I don't need coffee anymore when I'm intermittent fasting. So I always eat dinner with my significant other, Max. We always eat dinner together every night after I'm done with work. So usually I'm not eating until 10:30, 11 o'clock, right? So if I'm only eating in an 8-hour window, I don't eat until 3 p.m. So, but I know that if I schedule my workout right before that, then I can still get it in, and I'm still achieving all of my goals, and I'm still doing everything that I need to do. I'm still getting in my sits. I'm still getting in all of my calls. I'm still spending time with my trainees. I'm still doing script review, and I get that all still getting 6 hours of sleep, so just having a plan, making sure that you can actually, it's, achievable, something that's realistic for you. Like no one's going to be able to tell you what you need, what's going to work for you, except for you, and what is going to work for others is not going to work for you. And that's okay. And it's just important to remember that, we're all just kind of figuring it out right now. But what's cool is that we have leaders, we have Tommy, we have Gio, we have Vince, Casey, Drew, Josh, like you can learn from every single person in the office. You don't just have to go specifically to your leader. Like I know Gio's always busy. So if you're on Gio's team, like you could go to Josh or you can go to Vince. Like everyone's willing to help you. And I feel like that's so important to know that, you're not on an island. That's something that I struggled with a lot. Like I felt almost bad for reaching out for help. But as soon as you do that, it makes you a lot stronger. So that's pretty much all I have. So I don't know if you guys have any questions or questions on scheduling, anything like that, but you can let me know. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Thanks, Marissa.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll put my number in the chat too, so you guys can save that if you need anything ever.
Thank you.
Yes, of course, of course. I hope you guys have an amazing day. And Noah,
Real quick, Marissa,
Talking to the computer.
yeah.
how do we download that, where'd you get that Woody Whitby thing that you were showing us? Where do we get that for ourselves?
Yeah, I mean, it's in my email. So do you want to just put your email in the chat and I could email it over to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. No problem.
I'm gonna
Thank you.
put mine too. I think mine, actually, I think I just got mine this morning.
Yeah, I think all the managers may have sent it out a couple days ago, but I'll still send it out anyway if anyone needs it, for sure.
That was awesome. Thank you, Marissa.
Yeah, of course. No problem at all. I appreciate you guys listening and giving me the floor. It was great.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much. That was so helpful.
Yes, of course. No problem at all. You guys rock it today, okay?
Realign mind, body, and spirit over here, thanks to you.
Yes, you need it. Like you need to take care of yourself. Like I was struggling so much, wasn't writing business. And I know I probably shouldn't even be saying that, but just being completely transparent, like it happens, it's just part of it. But it's about being self-aware and being intentional about your success, but you need to know exactly what you're doing to change what you're doing in order to become successful, So yeah, I mean, I work out in the middle of my day because like I said, I need to sleep. So I wake up, I'll do my calls, and then maybe I have a couple sits, and then I'll work out, have lunch, and then I have my PM sits. So it all works out, but you just got to find what works for you. And, that's okay. The managers will work with you for sure. Okay. All right. I'm going to end the call, guys, unless anybody else has any other questions. No. Okay. All right. I hope you guys rock it today. Let's collect some referrals. Let's roll some referrals and let's get this. Okay.
Thanks, Marissa.
Yeah, absolutely. Bye, guys.